Can you hear me?
Yep,
Awesome. How's it going, Mike?
good.
Well, that was a pretty seamless start, I have to say. You can hear me okay? Everything's clear. I got like a little microphone going, so
So everything's all good.
awesome. Well, good morning.
So kind of like I always like to start off with like kind of like a little like kind of what music was like for you kind of growing up and like kind of what made you want want to do this as like a career.
I'm just gonna turn up the volume real quick so I can hear you a bit better. I can hear you fine, but so what wanted me to make music as my career? Was that the question?
And kind of like what music was like for you growing up.
Well, I'm a Gen Xer, so I grew up on like MTV and watching music videos. So any drummer I saw on MTV, like that's what I wanted to do. That's kind of how I learned how to play, was just watching those videos and like watching how they, sit and where they put their stuff on their drum kit. And yeah, anything rock, but I would listen to anything with a drummer. You're a drummer too now, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like there was always like music like around the house. But like I think with I think I was kind of like at the not really like tail end of like MTV just like doing like just videos, like the music videos. But like kind of like one of my earliest memories is like watching Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah, that was a highlight.
and it actually happened to be on Halloween.
Yeah, they would rotate that thing like crazy on Halloween. Yeah, that was a big one for me too. I'd stay up late to watch that.
And it's like music around the house was like just like this like random like it wasn't like one genre. It was like all these like different. So it was like one moment it was like Motley Crue or like next, and then the next it was like Beyonce or like
Yeah,
it was just like this like random.
yeah. Everybody on my mom's side of the family, pretty much everything from country to rock to bluegrass. Like everybody played an instrument, whether it be guitar or violin, harmonica. I think I was maybe the only drummer, but yeah, my family definitely grew up on a lot of music.
Like there weren't like much like musicians in my household, but like my uncle plays guitar and sings,
Okay.
and like my sister like has spent some time like doing like the school musicals or like doing stuff like that. And
Yeah.
also my grandma played piano, but like besides that, no one else was like had like that skill.
Yeah, a school band was a big one for me too. Like that's kind of after I started to take like private lessons. Um, School band was a big like place where I learned how to do, read music and play in a group, play with other drummers. So that was a big one for me. But I didn't even get into school band until like ninth grade. I just started on my own, like as a kid and as a teenager. And then when I got into school band, I was like, okay, I really like this. Like school band's for me. It's like concert band and symphonic and orchestra and that type of music, which still it was really fun to play. Like I want to be in a band and I want to play the drum kit. I was in jazz band though too. But yeah, growing up, I was probably in a handful of local bands growing up. But I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to make as a career.
Um, so kind of like what made you like pick the drums? Because like it definitely is not an easy.
Yeah. I actually started on piano like in fourth grade. My mom started my sister and I both on piano. And I did that for a few years and I didn't love it, you know. I didn't mind having to do it, but I wasn't into the practicing. I don't know. I drums was just I was just born with that in my blood, I think. And again, like anything, I would just hyper focus on drums. So if I saw it on TV or, you know, a street performer or, you know, something on Sesame Street when I was little that had to do with music, like I was just focused on it. And I don't know where, I, I just have to attribute it back to MTV because that's when things got really, you know, visual and you could see like what a drummer does. And even if it was a pop artist or, you know, not necessarily rock, if it had a drummer sitting behind the lead singer in the back, I was just like, what is that? You know, I want to do that right there.
It definitely like the drummer like I know a lot of people like focus on like the guitarist or singer, but like definitely the drummer has like a major part
Oh yeah, we
in
hold the fort down. We're holding down so everything doesn't, you know, create a train wreck.
yeah. I think definitely a lot of like what made me pick up like the drumsticks is definitely like one of my earliest memories was definitely like listening to a lot of like Eagles, like and especially with like a Don Henley,
Oh yeah,
but also like
yeah,
seeing like the Smells Like Teen Spirit music video and like but
oh
also
yeah.
like a major influence was a John Bottom
Another
and
big epic drummer. Yeah,
like and especially like it was this performance that they did, but like before they got big, it was just like black and white video, like them performing in front of like 20 people.
yeah, yeah. The good old days.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are three like epic drummers. Like Phil Collins is another one, singer slash drummer.
yeah,
So yeah, you can always learn something by watching those guys play.
and like they definitely have all have their like influence on me, like definitely more of like that like meat and potatoes like bare bones.
Yeah, just solid drummer.
Yeah,
You know, yeah. I mean, obviously there's some epic like Phil Collins. You know, has some. He's kind of known for not only his drum sound, like the way that he captures the recording of the drum, but obviously In the Air Tonight is like huge, massive,
yeah.
you know, iconic drum fill. Everybody knows. Yeah. How long have you been playing?
So like I started probably around I was probably about like 12 or 13.
Okay. That's kind of where I start counting from, even though I had my first drum kit when I was like 5. I had like the little, you know, Kmart drum kit and the drum heads only lasted probably like a week and it was just paper. And then you couldn't replace them. So like what are you gonna do?
Like
But
like definitely had like especially like when I first started, like definitely started on those like cheaper.
yeah, but could you at least change the drum heads on it?
I I think so. Like it was like my first like I started on like one of those like electronic kits,
Oh, okay. All right.
but it was those like ones that only cost like a few hundred.
Okay.
But like
Yeah, I
I
never had an
eventually
electronic kit.
but then like got like one of those like pearl like transport kits, like those like mini, like they have like
Okay.
the shallow depths.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, I never had one of those. I think my dad might have tried to put paper back over it, like with the big rubber band, but I probably just punched right through it. I think the kick drum survived, but I still actually have one tiny little kid's drumstick from that kit when I was 5 years old. I don't know what happened to the other one, but I still got it.
So kind of like what made you like interested in doing like the live streams?
Yeah, so that's been a journey for sure. Like, it's probably like been a 5 year process of me wanting to do that. Um, so our studio here, it, with me not touring, and my husband, he writes and records music. Um, I kind of just call it a studio project because we don't really play out shows or anything, but it's called Emerald Escape. So wherever you stream music, you should be able to find Emerald Escape. But it's rock music. So he writes and records, and we've both been on like kind of like a 10-year journey of learning how to like master, if you can ever master, recording. It, Everything, technology changes, and you never really master anything, not even drums. But so he started learning how to do the recording side, and then miking drums and getting good drum sounds and everything. Like, I feel like it might be a little harder than other instruments because there's just so much more going on. But to do an acoustic kit, that took a while to get that set up properly, and that kind of led into putting myself out there to get hired to do like remote work. So you can find my profile on soundbetter.com if anybody's interested in looking at that. I can do remote like session work. And then from there, that kind of led into this live streaming thing when that got really big during the pandemic, like 2020. I'm sure it was happening before that, but it really seemed to like escalate. And TikTok and Twitch and whatever else is out there, those types of platforms. I'm like, this is really cool. Like I can do that. I can play along to Skillet music or covers or whatever. And so learning how to get all of this, a 5 piece drum kit, cymbals, everything, and have that sound really, really professional and good, and get it into this tiny little device called an iPhone. That was quite like the accomplishment, I have to say. Like, and even now, I'm still like tweaking things and trying to get it to sound better. And you want to get it to look professional. Like, it looks pretty good. Like, this is like my set for my TikTok live stream. So I got some cool lights back there. I got the Skillet, my old Skillet kick drum head. So you got to do all those things, and then yeah. Um, so I've officially been streaming on TikTok like consistently for like a year, coming up this month. And through that process, I learned about agencies. So I signed up with a streaming artist agency, which is a lot of musicians, a lot of drummers, but you know, any artist is welcome. But they're also on TikTok, so that it's kind of just snowballed in that direction. My husband and I still put out music. Um, yeah, so I've just been live streaming like weekly. So if you're on TikTok, come find me, Lori Peters Music.
I think definitely a lot of like bands had to like relearn a lot of like on how to perform, especially like during the year of the pandemic. Like
Yeah,
they got so used to like doing things like a certain way, and to have like things like do like a 180.
I know. I think that's why podcasts like blew up too, because everybody's at home. The entertainment industry is pretty much like shut down. And I know that a lot of this stuff existed before 2020, but like again, like podcasting and all that. Everybody's just stuck at home, and we just got to figure it out, and learn how to do this stuff. And I think there are good and bad things came out of it, but I think focusing on the good stuff, like I'm able to connect with people that, if I'm not touring, that I wouldn't be able to connect with, just like you and people on TikTok who have kind of rediscovered me or like, oh, I didn't know Skillet, you know, has had more than one drummer and all this stuff. So that's been a really positive thing for me that's come out of it.
And I think definitely like kind of like to add to that, like one thing that definitely definitely like one positive that came out of that is like being able to connect, like if someone's like here in like LA or like the Midwest, is to be able to like connect with someone who's like over in like London or like
I
Asia
know it's
or like
crazy. Yeah, it's totally crazy. Like I did an interview this past week. I hope I don't get this wrong, but I think he's in Argentina. Are you familiar with the guy who runs Skillet Archives on Instagram?
yeah.
His name is Faku. His handle is Faku the Guitar Hero. But anyway, he runs the Skillet Archive. So I did an interview with him, and yeah, like you said, to be able to connect is crazy.
Um so kind of I so kind of like with someone who's definitely like had their like uh a battle with like cancer, like what would be some like advice, like no matter like what kind it is, like what kind of
Yeah,
like good advice?
yeah. So those of you who don't know, I'm a breast cancer survivor. So I was diagnosed in 2018. So I'm going on 8 years, right? Close to 8 years, and it was caught very early. That's pretty much because I would get my routine mammogram. So that would be my biggest advice is that, they always recommend certain ages. So I was like in my mid 40s at the time. Um, so just, yeah, talk to your doctor about when you think you should start getting mammograms. But that was a big one for me. And I had only had two mammograms at that point. I only had like two prior images to compare to when they caught mine. So yeah, make sure you're doing that regularly. Do your self tests at home. I'm sure you can Google, women can Google how to do that. There's plenty of information out there. But I have teamed up with an amazing nonprofit. So if you go to breastcancercanstickit.org, you can find all kinds of resources there. But that's a nonprofit that I discovered in 2019. And the founder, a good friend of mine, her name is April Samuels. She's a breast cancer survivor, and she's also a drummer too. And so she started this to kind of merge her two passions, which is drumming and fighting breast cancer. So she's a survivor sister, and so I've been really involved with them over the last 7 years. I'm actually on the board of directors now. I've been like a celebrity guest. They've graciously invited me every year since to come back and be a celebrity guest drummer. But we bring in some great drummers every year. And that happens in Dallas, Texas every year. Um, I don't know if this will be backwards in the screen, but this is their logo, so you can uh, check that out. It's all about drumming and fighting breast cancer. So that's been a huge blessing for me, to have like those survivors around me and the support and just people that have been through it. People can definitely sympathize and help you get through that stuff. But being around people who've actually experienced it is like a whole different thing. So I'm really thankful for that.
It like I've had like experience with like other people that have had like some sort of like cancer.
Yeah, it's really, really tough.
Yeah. But because there's actually this one drummer like I had like some experience like working with like down like in like the Orange County area. And so
Okay.
her name is like I know her as Cassie. Like
Okay.
and she's the drummer for the it's a band called the Venomous Pinks.
Okay. That's a cool name.
And it's actually a like a all female punk band.
Nice. That's
And
awesome.
she's definitely going through like her battle with like cancer.
Okay. So she not breast cancer, but she has different kind of cancer.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, it's tough. My mom passed away from cancer the year before I was diagnosed in 2017. It wasn't breast cancer, but that would be my other piece of advice is if if cancer or specifically breast cancer like runs in your family, you can do genetic testing, and most insurance companies will cover that. But that's another thing that if it's a certain kind is running in your family, you can definitely get some testing done to see if you've got the certain genes. So it's something. It won't prevent it, but at least it might give you a plan and a strategy as to how to deal with it.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if you are a Three Doors Down fan, but Brad Arnold just
yeah.
passed, and I think he had lung cancer. He was
Like
only diagnosed like 9 months ago.
yeah,
Yeah, so sad. Yeah,
like but it like when I heard that news yesterday, it definitely was like a shock.
yeah. And I never had the chance to meet them, but I feel like I have like this special place in me only because their very first album, the one with Kryptonite,
Yeah,
I'm I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. I think this is right, but Paul Ebersold produced that record at Art Studios in Memphis, and that's where Skillet started. And Paul produced um, the Collide album for us at Ardent. And I always remember walking into the foyer at Ardent, and there'd be like gold records on the wall, and that Three Doors Down record was right there, and I'm like, man, that was recorded here, and that big Gin Blossoms album, and Sister Hazel, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. Music like it gets into your soul and into your bones, but I feel like it also gets into like the aura of those types of big old school studios like that. It's like in the walls,
yeah,
and I can feel it. Like when I'm there, I'm like, man, some epic, iconic music like happened in this room, and I'm like recording here too. So yeah, so that's my little tiny connection in my brain to Three Doors Down.
yeah. Like like definitely like one of the most iconic studios is Sound City.
Yep,
And that's
I
actually only
watched that
like
movie.
that's only that's actually only like 25 minutes, like 20 to 25 minutes like south of where I live.
Okay,
So
so
I
oh, go
like
ahead.
I had the chance to visit there and like the whole like library of like albums that have been recorded there. It's just like just too hard to like comprehend.
Totally, I totally know what you mean. So I watched the documentary with Dave Grohl, the Sound City
Yeah.
movie and everything. So, so he took the recording console out of that studio and he has it in his own studio. So did they keep that building open? Like, is it like a museum now, or like what are they doing with it?
So so it's actually it still has like the Sound City Studios like logo on like the fronts, but it's
Okay,
actually like another studio took over.
okay, all right. So they probably had to bring in a new console.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at
And
least it's getting used for
yeah,
something.
and that what one that was at Sound City, like that Neve console, is actually at the Foo Fighters headquarters.
Okay. Yeah, that's so cool. Like I would love to if I had the money to do something like that, I'd be doing that too. Man, they recorded that one album out of Dave's garage, didn't they? I forget
Yeah,
which one. I don't know
that
what console they used for that.
that was the Wasting Light album,
Okay. All right. Good
and they
album.
were like they recorded it in his garage on tape.
Yeah, that I love that. Like I recorded two albums to tape. Alien Youth. Well, I should say three. Like my first album was a live album, that Ardent Worship album. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it was kind of dual. It was to tape first, and then the drums were transferred to Pro Tools, I believe, at least for like Alien Youth, and then I think also Collide. They might have gone to 2-inch tape at first, at least just for the drums, and then transferred it to Pro Tools, and then after that, everybody else's parts just went straight into Pro Tools. So I kind of got maybe extra treatment for that. Kind of cool though.
Yeah, like I kind of got started with Skillet like around the like I was introduced with Skillet at the Comatose album.
Okay, so have you gone back to listen to some of the early stuff?
Yeah, like the whole like that self-titled album with like the it's like the white album with like the pan.
Yeah, with the skillet on the front.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was their debut
yeah.
self-titled
As well,
album.
like the Alien Youth to Collide to like because like people kind of I think a lot of people get introduced like after like the Awake album, but like there's
Yeah,
like this whole like other like massive like more like this like bigger catalog.
yeah. I've been out of the band since 2008, so yeah, it's been a long time. So I joined in 2000, and then I left in 2008. Like I said, I did four albums. One was a live album, and then I did also the live Alien Youth Unplugged uh, DVD or whatever you want to call it. uh, but yeah, we did that at Ardent also. We just kind of set it up like unplugged style. So if you haven't seen that, I'm sure you can find that on YouTube. But I think it was just called Alien Youth Unplugged, I think. Yeah, that was cool. So yeah, four albums and couple of those were Grammy nominated. So Collide and Comatose both got Grammy nominations, which I'm pretty proud of, and like lifetime childhood dream. We got to go to the Grammys in like 2004. We didn't win, but that's okay. We still got a little. They give you a little medal, and I have it framed. And the Grammys were just last weekend, so that's cool to always have those memories
Yeah.
when when the Grammys come up. And then again, those two albums, Clyde and Comatose, both went gold, both went platinum, I believe. I think Clyde went platinum already. Comatose did, I know for sure. But yeah, it just like blows my mind that I can have, those plaques hanging on my wall.
Um so um I I'm just trying to like think of if there's like any other like questions.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of just give you like what I'm doing now, and then we can, wrap it up. But like I said, Emerald Escape music you can find wherever you're streaming. We're working on some new stuff right now. Probably have out. We only have like a handful of singles. But we'll probably have another one out in the next month or so, probably. We're on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, and then like I said, I do a lot of work with breast cancer can stick it.org. You can look into that. And then Streaming Artist Agency is the agency I'm with on TikTok. So you can find me on TikTok at Lori Peters Music. I'm also on Instagram at Lori Peters Hits Drums. I'm on Facebook, all that stuff. I usually live stream most weeks. You can check out my TikTok profile, my schedule, or I usually post an event, like if I'm playing live that week. Um, Usually play for a couple of hours. So even if you can't be there at the beginning, you know, come in, come into the room for a little bit and hang out with us. We have a good time. And then also, what am I doing? I'm doing. There's a new. It's not a festival. It's like an event, I guess I'll call it. It's a Rise Up Con. It's like a Comic Con style event that's going to be in April. That's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, April 10th and 11th, 2026. Uh, it's a lot of like artists, musicians, actors, authors. It's like family friendly, like Christian based event, and like people come in, like Comic Con. You have a table and you can get pay to get a signature or a picture, and yeah, it's going to be my first time doing it, so I don't really know what to expect, but I'm excited about it. So if you're in the Pigeon Forge, Tennessee area in April, I think you can go to Comic Con, or sorry, riseupcon.com, I believe is their website. You can see like which artists are going to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. And again, with Breast Cancer Can Stick It, it's a nonprofit, and so anything you want to do to anybody out there that wants to help, if you go to their website. But we also do our largest fundraiser of the year. It's called Drumathon, and it's always in Dallas. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so it's usually around October. But this year is going to be the first annual Drumathon in Nashville, Tennessee, this summer of 2026. So again, you can go to their website to look at all that. You can go to drumathon.org. Uh, but like I said, I've been a celebrity guest for several years. But like last year, we had Zorro. I don't know if you know who Zorro
Mm.
is. Not Jason Aldean. I'm so sorry. Rich Redmond of Jason Aldean band. We had Luke Combs, drummer. His name is slipping my mind, but uh, yeah, we had so many epic drummers. Matt Starr. So the list of alumni goes on and on. Greg Bissonette, man, he, he's an icon, but he's come and done it a few times. Gina Shock from the Go Go's. The list goes on and on. But Drumathon is like such a cool event. It's an all day thing. So and it's free. So anybody that wants to come, it's free to go and enjoy. So that's all the stuff I have to plug, I think. It's been great talking with you,
Yeah.
man. I really appreciate you reaching out, and I look forward to you posting this.
Yeah. Like I definitely have I definitely have like a good time.
Yeah. Do you do any drumming videos or any live streaming yourself?
Um, it was like I did post like one video, I think either on I think both on my YouTube and in Instagram of just me playing along to a song.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good start. Like, yeah, just get it out there. It just keeps you playing. That's the most important thing. Whatever you find fun that keeps you playing, like just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I was just out at NAM out in LA, and that was an amazing
Yeah.
experience. Got to see ran into a lot of cool drummers there. Uh, Jimmy DeAnda, Stephen Perkins. Gosh, we saw so many people.
Yeah.
But
Like I did attend NAM back in 2022. It was like the first one back after the pandemic.
Yeah, I think I was at that one too.
Yeah. And I had like I ran into I was I think at the Ludwig booth and I ran into Simon Phillips.
Nice. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Trey Cool was there this year at the Ludwig
Yeah.
booth, I believe, and he was doing a signing session. Yeah. Too bad we can't get him at Dramathon. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you want to ask or you good?
Um I think I'm all good.
All right. Well, I appreciate it,
Yeah.
man. And yeah, come follow me on all the socials and maybe I'll see you in my TikTok live
Yeah.
sometime.
It actually was great. It was actually good, great chatting.
Thank you. Good to talk to you.
Yeah.
Have a good evening and enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye.